Sup? Let me guess, you're a filthy weeb. You disgust me. You're almost as bad as someone who makes cringe anime videos. I could never. As a degenerate myself, who has watched more anime than women I've kissed, I would say I've mastered the craft of being a loser. I mean anime enjoyer. So today I've made a new series where I'll be shit-talking, making fun of, and explaining anime genres. Ooh! In hopes of you exhaling from your nose and disliking this video. So what anime genre am I roasting today? Joke's on you, the election was rigged and I chose the category myself. The wheel was for flair and the illusion of choice. Isekai is a genre in which the main character is transported to another world, much like Alice in Wonderland. Or that movie where a girl drowns because a boy can't draw fucking arms, if that was the whole premise of, oh look at me, I'm in a different world, where everything's the same but people respect telemarketers. The anime would be more boring than watching a Taylor Swift concert in 240p. To counteract this, our main character is sent to hell on earth, or a magical kingdom where I bet they're not overpowered, and the equivalent of Super Saiyan Jesus, right? In most cases, these anime bless the main character with new powers that makes the story entertaining enough for you to watch. Nice voice crack, idiot. Why does this genre work? Because they know your life is boring working at 9 to 5, so watch as this teenage boy gets transported to another world, become strong enough to convert people to corpses, become king and find love. Bet you wish that was you. Consume product and purchase merchandise. Just like most anime, our main protagonist starts off being more bland and white bread, usually a high school student, office worker, or someone who's more depressing than a failed marriage proposal, a dash of bullying, and a sprinkle of untalented. So the audience can like, relate, and sympathize with the main character. Once arriving in this new world, these characters aren't thrilled to be transported to another world with demons and furries, so they accept this world's challenges and do everything in their power to return home. Now with a blank canvas of a person, they eventually do a 180 from Mr. Vanilla to a powerful hero by becoming strong, making friends, and overthrowing the government. By the end of the story, they achieve their mission, and at the last minute realize that they've fallen in love with a person, people, or the world in general, and decides to stay forever. This genre heavily relies on the world the main character is transported to, so how do you get from point A to point B? What realistic reason could you give to have the main character jump the mortal plane without dying? How about have them horrifically die in the real world and have them reincarnate into another world? That won't encourage people to game end themselves, I hope. Scrap that. You could take the Sword Art Online approach, say it's a video game and get people to wear chum bucket helmets to enter the world. Sure, you could do that, but it has been done to death. Maybe they were summoned here by the world's inhabitants using magic, because they're the chosen one, and only they can defeat evil. Or my personal favorite approach from ReZero. Just say fuck it, welcome to London, home of knife crimes, and give no explanation or context. Unfortunately, those are your only options. Choose carefully. Usually our main character hasn't consented to being whisked away to Neverland, leaving the main character and the audience unfamiliar with this new world. As an added bonus, and adding more dire consequences to the story, after entering, the only way out and back to their home is through making them trapped and unable to escape until they complete an impossible task, i.e. saving the world. If they were left alone to fend for themselves, they would end up living on the streets, resorting to giving handjobs in the alleyways for nickels. But because our story needs to progress, and this isn't rated R, we get introduced to a plot device, in the form of a supporting character that is one of the world's inhabitants, and force feeds us exposition. These side characters explain the world, the why and how the main character can and will help them, conveniently resulting in them helping themselves. This comes in the form of a quest to become stronger, events to save the world, circumstances, if you die in the game you die in real life, or synonyms, equivalents. Isekais need a specific reason as to why the main character was chosen to be this world's new Jesus, but how can they be the chosen one if they're boring and weak as shit? A power system, baby! At first it would seem like they're a loser nobody, not good at anything except for huffing paint fumes. So most of the time these characters are given OP powers because fuck you! Even when given a seemingly shit power that is less useful than shoving 9 Crayola crayons up your urethra, they use this power more efficiently than others, making them OP. Because why would you want a boring story with boring normal people, when you can have kids wielding swords and zesty magic? Even when the Isekai has no powers in this new world, our main character has the power to be slightly smarter than a 5th grader, and overdosing with a copious amount of plot armor, which in turn is an OP power. In conclusion, isekais are predictable, and yet I have a crippling addiction to subjecting myself to Mr. Isekai, like an abusive relationship. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Fine cosplayer, told that bitch shake that ass. See me at the con, then you know I'm gonna smash. Bust a couple nuts, then I got a dash. Life going up, I don't wanna see the crash. Fine cosplayer, told that bitch shake that ass.